Hi, I'm Brian Diltz. I'm going to show you the world's shortest effective resume. The first person that showed me this resume or told me about this resume said that they had gotten a job with a resume that consisted of 5 words. I was surprised. I didn't really know what to believe, but they swore up and down. They got a job with a 5-word resume. And then I told a bunch of other people about it, and now I know 3 more people who've gotten a job with the following resume. I'm going to show it to you in a second. The trick here is that it had the information that the hiring manager had to know. And you also have to understand that for each of these 4 people, they had been shunted off to the discard pile by human resources. They couldn't get the job because they didn't have the correct degrees, or they didn't have some piece of software mentioned on their resume. But nevertheless, they'd been doing the job for years and wanted to go to work for this company. So they'd done the work to find out where they needed to go. They found out the work to find who the hiring manager was. Then they sent this resume to get the job. And I'm not kidding when I'm saying this is the exact resume that they sent to get the job. Do you see that? It has only their contact information and the words, "I can do that job." 5 words. 5 words. And that's how they got their jobs. Now, that may sound impossible to you. I can't blame you if you think that's ridiculous. But I know 4 people who've gotten a job with that precise resume. How does that apply to you? Well, they got their resume to the hiring manager and bypassed HR in each case. Maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe you are good enough that if you bypass HR and get your hands directly in the hiring manager's hands, then you'll be able to get a job. How do you do that? Well, you call up to the operator and you say, "Who's in charge of the accounting department?" And then you find out who's in charge. You just ask, who's hiring for this particular job? And they may tell you, well, we're not going to tell you that. But get a name, send a resume, and send it directly to the person by snail mail or by email. It doesn't take much, but you got to find the person who's hiring. The second thing is that in this case, the person knew, and each of these 4 people knew, that they'd been looking for someone for the job for a while, but couldn't come up with the right person for it. So, but they knew that they would be the perfect person for the job. So they sent that resume to the right person, and they got the job. Third thing is they didn't waste any words, did they? Well, you may need to put a little bit more. You may need to put, I can do C# programming. I've been doing it for 5 years. I've been an accountant and a controller, and I've saved over $20 million at the last place that I was a controller, or I've saved $200,000 a year at the last place I was at. Whatever it is that you have to brag about, the reason that the extreme short format works is because it says so little. So, I can do that job. They have to call you up and ask you, which job do you mean, and are you sure you can do that job? If it says, as a controller, I saved $200,000 a year at the last job I was at, they got to ask you, what was the last job you were at, and tell me how you did it. Those are good things. That's why they have to call you. What I'm trying to tell you here is, don't get lost in the idea that your resume has to be page after page of detailed accomplishments. No one reads those. What it needs to have is 1, 2, or 3 incredibly critical points. And after that, it's all window dressing. Because to be real honest, and I'm a professional resume reader, I read resumes for 2, 3, or 4 critical points about a job. And when I find them, I call the person, make sure that I was right, then I send it on to the hiring manager. Think about that. I don't go through and read a 3-page resume every word. I look for the bullet points and the 3 or 4 things I need to know. So if you can identify the 3 or 4 things that you need to know, you can put them in a very, very short resume. Or you can just put, I can do that job, if you get it directly to the hiring manager and he'll call you. Or you can give the hiring manager a call and say, by the way, I am A. Then isn't that the quickest way to get an appointment to talk to somebody? By calling them and leaving them a voicemail? Anyway, I'm Brian Dilts. My blog is howtoreallygetagreatjob.com. I welcome you to come and see some of the things that we do there. I have a book on how to write a resume which contains this and a lot of other interesting ways to get the hiring manager's attention. Would love to have you get a free PDF copy of that. And I hope you have a great day and good luck in your job search. I'm Brian Dilts, Brian at dilts.us if you want to send me some email. Catch you later.